feel that. And it was almost as if she was saying it out of an envy in a good way. And what does Paul say in Romans 11:14 to the Gentile believers? Provoke the Jews to envy, so that they want to know this Messiah that you believe in.
Yes.
And I told her, you can have that. All you have to do is ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open. Ask to receive God's Spirit through faith in the Messiah. And she said, who said that about asking and knocking? I said, Yeshua said that. She goes, that is very wise. So please pray for her. She's very, very close to coming to faith, and we continue to build relationships with that family.
Sure.
And,
God knows who she is, folks.
Yes.
Just pray for her.
So, and the thing that really, I think, is astounding is that we've been over there doing this particular ministry 5 times, and each and every time the majority of the Israelis are open to our witness.
You really are sowing seeds and sowing them in fertile soil. It feels right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have a theory as to why they're so open. Remember the prophecy Jesus gave in Matthew 23:39. He said, you shall not, he's talking to the nation.
See me henceforth until ye shall say, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai.
Not until you learn to cry, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. In other words, that's a prophecy that when Jesus comes back to Jerusalem and Israel, the Jewish people will be open to receive him. And I think that now there is a spirit of receptivity. I think that is a strong indicator that his coming is soon.
Well, that's you have an enviable ministry. I'll say that.
I'm privileged. I'm privileged.
I mean, you're making the Jews jealous. You probably make some of the Gentiles jealous too. People could do this. I mean, you can travel to Israel.
Oh, sure. It's perfectly safe, and it was absolutely gorgeous this time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the Galilee.
Yes. Well, you can travel to Israel to witness, but you can't travel to Saudi Arabia to witness. No. So you'll end up in jail.
Yes.
And other places, not just the Islamic world, but Christians aren't particularly welcome in a lot of places. But there is no such... Oh, and people ask me all the time in the churches about Israeli laws against witnessing and so on, as if there are such things. They've made a law about giving something of value to someone to get him, induce him to change his religion. And I think what happened there were Mormons or somebody like that.
Yeah, it was the Mormons. It was targeted especially for them. That's true.
They were giving people stuff. You come to our church, and we let you use this car or give you a job. And
of course, we don't do that. As we've said, when we give these out, they say, well, do we have to pay you anything?
Oh,
we say, absolutely not. We're giving back to you what you gave the world.
Yeah.
And and I think this applies to you, and I've said this to many Israelis. When I look at a Jewish person, I know 3 things are true. Number 1, the Bible is true. God keeps his promises, and God exists because of the Jewish people. And Jeremiah 31, 35 through 37, God promised that he would preserve and protect the Jewish nation forever. They would never cease to be a nation.
Real Christians don't give anything of value with a witness except the cross, and it can be heavy. Yeah.
And offensive to some Jews who they remember the Crusaders coming in and destroying.
That was not
synagogues.
a good witness. They were anti-Semitic. They burnt synagogues. They killed people. Do you get some static? Do you get some people saying, I don't want to hear it?
Yes, we did. One time we were on near the Jaffa Gate, and we had some anti-missionary Jews come up. And they told us, you can't pass this out here. Yes, and we were witnessing to 2 people. One was from America, and the other was from Ethiopia. And they were trying to take away the Hebrew New Testaments we gave them and the Messianic Jewish Gospel tracts we gave them.
They're afraid of them.
Yes. And I calmly told them, this is a democracy. We have the freedom to exchange ideas here. This is not against the law. Yeah. And the 2 that we were witnessing to told them to go away. They wanted to hear more about what we were saying.
Oh, good.
So that was
this is the Yad Lachim. I know who you're talking about. It's a self-appointed bunch of people policing for missioners. One time we were making a program, I think it was at Chorazin in Galilee, where Jesus preached, and there's a beautiful synagogue still intact, and these people came yelling and walking through the shot, right between me and the camera, saying, you can't say that here, you can't, because I had a Bible open. It's funny, but if you have a Bible, you couldn't be a Jew. You know?
Yeah.
No, you can't. but they objected to my teaching. They were listening for a minute, and then they broke it up. Well, my producer said something in Hebrew to him, just pointed at him and spoke some Hebrew. And then we start up again. This time they didn't interrupt. I said to him after, what did you tell them, Danny? What beautiful spiritual? He said, I said to them, you break up the shot again, you see what happens. He knows how to handle the crowd. Well, Todd, it's great to have you. Listen, we're out of time. I'm sorry, but he's a missionary to Israel, Todd Baker, and we send him. You send him. Thanks a lot, because God will thank you for the Jewish souls won by these guys that we send over there.